There's been the much-awaited SADC Troika summit, or extraordinary summit as others were putting it. The president of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has had this summit with the president of Tanzania and the secretariat of SADC to discuss about the security in DRC, but also to discuss about the observer mission's report of ended elections of Zimbabwe. That being said, there are two coins to this story. The first side, which could be bad news, is that there's been no indication of the contents of the meeting, what has been discussed, and the resolutions that have been agreed upon on this meeting, which is very, very disappointing to the Zimbabweans, because they were hoping that Hakainde Hichilema would put out a word to say, oh, we've discussed this and we've resolved this. That being said, there is probably a glimmer of hope, in the sense that there is no way that Hakainde Hichilema would put out a word of saying we've condemned the elections of Zimbabwe on a tweet or on social media before communicating with Harare or with other regional players about the resolutions that they've made, or the recommendations that they'll put across, or that they'll proffer. That definitely means that they are going to probably convene with other members and deliberate on the minutes that they've discussed and the resolutions or the recommendations that they can put across. And then they relay that message to Zimbabwe, that this is what we have discussed and this is what we are hoping you would do. And then they will then update the region or update the public on what is happening. But at this point in time, a lot of you are disappointed, because this is the tweet that Hakainde Hichilema posted about 16 hours ago from the time of this recording. This is what he said: presided over a virtual conference for SADC organ on politics, defense and security. Discuss security challenges in Eastern DRC and ongoing establishment of SADC mission in DRC. It was good to get updates on previous and upcoming elections in our region, which means that the issue of Zimbabwe was discussed. But whatever has been discussed there, we don't know. There is also another cryptic tweet that was deleted by Joseph Karimbwe, who is the youth for UPND. Very vocal and somebody that has been on the side of Zimbabwe in terms of the politics of Zimbabwe. But he expressed a little bit of disappointment on the stance by SADC, that SADC members, they need to come to the party, in the sense that they need to be proactive about the situation in Zimbabwe, and was saying that it cannot be HH alone's burden to address the issue of Zimbabwe. That being said, the tweet has been deleted. The reason being that I don't know, but you can see from the tweets that people have been posting here, like one tweet here that I can see a response: what about stolen actions? That's Mutunu Washata Chirandu. It was good to get updates of previous and upcoming elections in our region, is a very strong statement. This one is very hopeful as well. Mr. President, you can't afford to ignore the sham election that was held in Zimbabwe. If you do so, we'll continue being a problem child of the region. Right. I wish all hungry Zimbabweans could flood Zambia and South Africa in their millions. Maybe they would take Dr. Nevas Mumba's report seriously. And others challenge Pangura, saying, what about the SEOM report on August shambolic elections? This is flying. Say we need fresh elections ASAP. And I'm here to say that there is no way that Hichilema would put that information out there before they discuss it as a region. So maybe that is where we put our glimmer of hopes on this. But apart from that, I really think that there are going to be recommendations, and that's my thinking. Whether there is going to be new elections, we are pushing it too far. This guys, they will act on a comradely approach. And the comradely approach is to force a GNU or a coalition in Zimbabwe. Otherwise, they will put stringent measures on Zimbabwe. And that's it. But anyway, what do you make of this stance by Hakainde Hichilema and this report? Are you hoping that something good is going to come out? I would love to hear your thoughts and your comments. Please like, share, and subscribe on this video.